Dave Canales of the Carolina Panthers. We got ourselves a game today, people. Panthers and the Browns are gonna be facing each other.
Some turmoil threatens their roster in the early season. A challenge has been made for a top spot on the depth chart. Competition breeds success, but coaches will decide how far the competition goes.
Alright, the Panthers will pick up a defensive player, Travis Gibson. And the Browns have Kevin Stefanski. See what his behind the story, behind the scenes.
Some turmoil threatens their roster in the early season. A challenge has been made for a top spot on the depth chart. Competition breeds success, but coaches will decide how far the competition goes.
Alright, there's 5 openings for the Browns for free agency, but they're not gonna pick up anybody at this moment.
Ready to get the preseason started. We are underway in Uptown Circle. As new rules can do for you, let's back up now to start this drive. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran, still the former Super Bowl.
Okay, if somebody's that scared, maybe he had a traumatic experience. Maybe in the parking lot he got mugged. Maybe. Something happened to him. Maybe they hazed him. And they said, uh-oh. Here come them Panthers again. Maybe they jumped him in the parking lot. Yeah. They traumatized the poor guy. Number 5. Whatever the Panthers did to him before the game, he was terrified. And I think it's these guys right there. Especially him. I think number 41 met him before the game in the parking lot and got in his face and scared him, intimidated him. That's what happened. We should be investigators. We should be.
MVP, Comeback Player of the Year in 2023, it's Joe Flacco.
Judging by our conversations with the coaches, Mike, I think it's a pretty safe bet. We won't be seeing a lot of this guy. I think what they're trying to do is just get him under center, knock off some of the rest of the offseason, and get him a couple of reps before he starts in week 1. At the end of the day, you just can't replicate this style of live action in practice. So whether you're an established veteran like him or a young quarterback, these reps in the preseason are invaluable.
2nd and 10. This is Jordan Ford. He'll be brought down at about the 13-yard line. A gain there of 11. It's a Browns first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it. That ball left his hand. He had visions of a big play, and then that big play almost got flipped on its head because I think he's lucky that that ball didn't end up going back the other direction because that defender got both hands on it but just couldn't come down with the pick.
Run straight ahead. That's full. Bryce Young, shaky rookie year, but the back end of his second year, Greg, very effective for the man who was the #1 overall pick out of Alabama in 2023.
Starting all the way back in the spring, Mike, there has been months of preparation building up for this very game. And for a lot of the guys on the sideline that have been around for a long time, these preseason games might not feel all that important. But I promise you, that young guy who's picking that up for the very first time, these games go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career out of playing in the NFL.
At the 41-yard line.
Ready, set!
From the 41, here's second down and 3. They'll go again with Hubbard. Gets to the edge at the 30. And the 20. A gain there of 21. It's a Carolina first down.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear. He is
He'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal. Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious.
Ready,
Nice opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it first and goal.
here we go. Ready,
From the gun, it's Young. Is hit before he's got rid of it, and down he goes. That's the four-time All-Pro Myles Garrett. He gets in there for the sack, and it looks like the time off has not slowed him down one bit. All the way back at the 14 now. Second down and goal. Grab a shotgun. Young. Behind his man. Can't reel it back in. Now go down as an incompletion.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
From the gun here on third down. It's Young. To the goal line and in. Octavian Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina.
We used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Now Matthew Wright to add the extra point. This will take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Panthers 7, Browns nothing.
Both teams ready to go spot on the opening Sunday.
You know, we hear these stories all the time, like where there's a little buzz about a guy in training camp and coming out of the local beat reporters and maybe the coaches talking about a little bit. But then there's the surrounding question is he going to make the roster? And it's really what they do in these preseason games, away from practice, that ends up being the deciding factor. And how often we see not only do they make the roster, but in some cases they go on to really have critical roles down the line as the season unfolds. So I know to a lot of fans and some of the veterans, these games don't feel like a whole lot, but some guys on that sideline, their entire careers are something. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
Mike, I don't really even think this is much of a conversation on the plus side of the 50. I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback. To the 20-yard line. The Panthers offense ready for their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And downs beyond the limit. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
First and 10.
A really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. On play action, Young. As he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Ready, right.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. To the air, it's Young. Say they have it, and they do. In the pocket, looking to throw the ball, but the defense was looking right at the ball. They knock it away, come up with a turnover.
Mike, we see so often a quarterback is so focused, keeping his eyes down the field, looking for one of his receivers to work himself free, that they lose track of where the defenders are. And I think that's exactly what happened here. The defender closed on him quicker than he might have thought, knocks the ball loose, creating the takeaway.
Tight ends here on 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, here's Flacco. That is incomplete. Good coverage. They'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, he didn't connect for the touchdown. What I really liked, Mike, was that he kept his eyes downfield as he left the pocket. Once he saw something that he did like, he worked it without hesitation. They just got to find a way to get on the same page in these scramble drill moments.
Let's go. Go. Play fake. Flacco now. Mitch Squirtin. He gets in there for the sack. That's a nice moment for the rookie here in this preseason opener.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. On the play fake.
For this one, Mike. I mean, I think the simplest way to categorize it is this possession has been a disaster.
Here's Corey Borges now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. The Panthers offense backs off the field for their next possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10.
On the double. Let's go. Cut.
First carry now for Reese to go. They will make one man miss real fast. Oh, they get him. Take him down behind the line. At the 17.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13.
Here we go. Flat.
To throw is Young. And they do. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stopping with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. His hit is good, and the Browns will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're on top, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over from their next possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down.
Set. Ready. 60 red. 6 set.
On the ground, it's down. It will be way forward for 3 yards. The linebacker Joe Baker able to make a play.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Play fake. Here's Young. Throw left side. Kick it in wide field. And I'll get him a 3 here on 2nd down before he's out of bounds.
Brings up 3rd and
So he makes his
3.
first catch of the day, and even though it doesn't look like much, Mike, sometimes those are the touches that you can build off of. You know, it's like in basketball, what they say, sometimes you just need to see the ball go through the hoop.
Set. Cut.
Well, throw here on 3rd and short. He's going to touch that on the track. That gets him a 1st down.
It's a gain of 11. the 47-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball. Give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Here's 1st and 10. Second and 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Ready, ready.
In motion comes the tight end, Evans. Here's a carry. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Down. Ready.
They'll motion over Thielen. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And this is going to be incomplete. Great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Promotion man is Sanders.
Ready.
On 4th down. Young.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Black one.
They'll run. Inside the 20. And the but not before he takes it inside the 15. 22 yards, the pickup there. It's good for a Panther 1st down.
13-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Ready, set.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. 45. Hut.
And this time they are ready for thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
On the double.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Let's go. 10 block. Ready. Go.
To throw is Young. We'll get this in the hands of Thielen. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the legs can catch tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
On is right for the point after. He's got his man and extended up to a 14-7 lead. 14-7. Kickoff team is out of the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Travion Williams. Browns offense ready to take over once again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Shotgun, here is Flacco. Incredible. Terrific start there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
The wide receivers, we spend so much time on talking about their speed and their route running, and of course that's critical, but the ability to not only catch the ball, but to concentrate on the bad throws. We used to have a saying, you get paid to catch the bad ones, and saw a great example of it here, laying out, going down to get this ball, holding on through contact through the ground, and that's a big time play.
He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Just a simple hitch route, certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's who you go for.
Inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 20. First down, Cleveland.
What a luxury. Certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Let's go. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Deontay Johnson, the intended target there. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, like make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point. And does a great job forcing the
And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line. A pickup there of 28 yards.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down. He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive. It's important.
So now then, 1st and goal from the 1. Here's a run against and he arrows his way into the end zone. Arrow fed. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
receive. So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Panthers offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
On the ready? Here we go. Ready.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back from the line of scrimmage. That's it.
No, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll stick with him again. He's taken back. Shot at midfield. It's a pickup of 12. It's a Carolina first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
The motion man is Sanders. So after 1, knotted at 14 on the scoreboard. And will return to Charlotte in a moment.